Yeah, I don't want to go to jail for anything. I'm much too, weak.
And you're pretty. You are listening to the Stand Up Dads podcast.
This is hecka boring.
Yeah, it is.
Let's try again.
Hey, fuck. Nice hot start. Hey, you're listening
Hey,
to...
this is like quarantine version of Stand Up Dads.
Hi,
Hey. Anyway, you're listening to Stand Up Dads. This is Rob.
And Mike.
And we have a special guest today, Nick Michelson.
Yes, that's true. It is I, Nick Michelson.
He's a comic in the Stockton, Sacramento area. Fucking hilarious.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nick, for coming.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, it's me, Nick Michelson.
Yeah, it's you, Nick
Yeah.
Michelson.
All right, I just popped the top. Almost dropped my phone. My
Ah,
balls trying to crawl up inside of my body.
that's never good.
It scared me so bad.
So Nick is a comic and a dad. He's got 4 fucking kids.
Wow.
And he sounds like he's been smoking for 40 years, but he's only 27. And
Hey, you know.
How did you manage 4 kids at 27? I got 1 out of... God, I'm 47. I got 1. So you
You're
got
only
4. What are
47?
the ages?
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Well, okay, to answer your first question, how did I manage? Well, see, really dislike each other very much. They drink too often, and then a lot of kids show up, and then your life sucks. So that's how that happened. And your second question was, how old are they? Well, my oldest daughter, she's 9, and the youngest kid, which is also a girl, she's gonna be 5 next month.
Wow, man.
so that's a whole
Yeah.
Yeah. Got 3 girls and 1 boy.
fucking scary.
What about you guys? You guys have boys or girls or what?
Mike's
My daughter's 9 too. So I have a daughter, and she's crazy,
Robbie's a
man.
boy, right?
So
Yeah, I've got a boy. He's 7.
7. How old? You said she's 9.
yep, yeah, she's the same age as yours. She's like, man, she's starting to already be kind of like a preteen, which is ridiculous to me.
That was my question. I was actually going to ask you because you have a daughter of like exactly the same age. I was going to ask
Yeah.
you, is it my daughter's just over dramatic, or are all daughters 9 going on 17? Because
No,
that's how
absolutely. Yeah, no,
God,
it
fucking
is like that. Yeah.
it's unreal.
Yeah.
Like she's trying to go up too fast. Like the other day, she was in the back seat telling me and her mom, my armpits stink. And I told her mom, I'm like, did you put on deodorant today? And she's like, dickhead, she's 9. She doesn't wear deodorant.
She's
And I'm
gonna
like,
have
I
to.
don't fucking know. So then, like, later she said it again. I'm like, no, they don't. She's like, here, Dad, smell. She put her armpit in my fucking face, and sure enough, that shit stunk as shit. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yep.
I was like, I think this
Yep.
kid does need you. It's definitely mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what sucks is it's like another thing that shows like they're not a kid anymore, which is sad. But
Oh,
like only
Like
only
my
went
son,
through the same thing.
Her little brother, my son, he just turned 8, and he's nowhere physically near these stages, yet he's only a year younger.
Yeah.
But it's like he's still like a really big 5 or 6 year old, but she's like a really
Yeah.
small 12-year-old. It's fucking weird, dude.
I'm glad I got a
Yep.
boy.
I don't know that at all.
Dodging so
Yeah.
much of your guys' drama. Yeah, I met Nick over at a gag on this recording. That was when you were with the Broken Comics.
Yes, sir. That's correct. I was with them at the time. You know, we're still we're still connected. We still talk. You know, we're still around. And at the time, I think it was probably last summer-ish, a little after summer, maybe fall, when I came through. And Danny D had invited me out to recording a few times, and I turned her down because I wasn't around. But that time she invited me out, I was in town doing a mic already, so
Cool.
it ended up working out. But it was a lot of fun watching you guys go through your format, kind of ask questions and interviews. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
actually a fun show. And now with the quarantine, are you doing any? I mean, are you mainly focusing on writing? Or are you doing any of the online comedy?
You know, being a newer comic, I don't want to throw shade at people that are doing the online thing because I get it.
Yeah.
But I think it's just not for me. You know, if there was a small crowd or a small audience, I was doing a lot of impromptu stuff or crowd work, yeah, fuck it. Like, let's do like a weird little live stream fucking show or whatever. But yeah, with the, I get why they're doing it. I completely support it. I hope people that enjoy doing it and people that enjoy watching it keep seeking that out. I really hope that there is a market for that. But right now, just like where I'm at with my comedy, maybe this is just me being more of an amateur, but I really need to feel the energy of the room.
Oh, yeah.
And I need to feel the vibe of the crowd. I need to know that these onlookers also have opinions, and I need to kind of engage that. Otherwise, I don't feel that my set really went well, even if it went well. I really thrive on having that energy in front of me, and the live streaming doesn't seem to kind of provide that.
No, I get that. I mean, we've all, because you and I, we both still do open mics, and well, not now because of the fucking quarantine, but we've all seen that guy that walks off going, "Oh, I fucking killed it." I'm like, dude, you got one laugh, and you're up there for 7 minutes. You got one good laugh, and you're saying you killed it. I mean, that's just, I think the online thing is just gonna, I don't know, because when you eat shit, but I don't know if you know if you eating shit if you're online, but I don't know. I haven't done it.
I tend to feel like I always eat shit.
Yeah.
But when I do kind of good, I just eat less shit, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I would say there's a couple of times in my short time where I might have had a quote-unquote set where I really fucking killed. But when I say that, take it with a grain of salt, I killed for what I think killing is.
Sure.
Or I killed for an audience that might have been easy that night,
Yeah.
But as far as killing in front of a tough crowd in a packed house, being undeniable, no, I don't think I'm there yet. I don't think I've been there yet. And I feel like the online thing, it might really feed into some of those people's delusions that already seem to have them when they have feedback. So that is interesting to me. I always feel like I did worse than I may have actually done. And that's, I think, just me being competitive with myself.
Yeah, I've written with you, and I like watching how you do stuff. Your mind.
Thank you.
And it just kind of, and it kind of just, I think we feed off each other pretty well, and just like, well, that wasn't good. So how do you want to do that? And then, I mean, because it's no good if someone is just kind of sucking your cock the whole way just to set you up on stage to be like, I thought you said this was funny.
That's what really turned me off about writing sessions early on. Is I would get a group of people that I really liked, or they really liked me, or we just vibe really well. So everything I said, even if it wasn't like hilarious, it was always at the end. It always boiled down to, that's great. What you did there was great. Keep that. Keep doing that. Work on that because it's already great. It's kind of like in a room full of negative people. You don't want that either.
Sure.
Then everything's shit. I want a balance of honest feedback. And if everything I did today was shit, or if some of the things I did today were good, great. I need to know that. And that's something I appreciated about writing with you, even though we haven't done it much yet.
Yeah.
Just doing that with you briefly, I was able to kind of get comfortable, enjoy myself, and still actually get down to the real writing of it without worrying that the person across from me just bullshit me, blowing smoke up my ass,
Oh, I mean, I think we just want each other to succeed, because that's the hard thing about open mics. It's fucking hard to get a room full of comics laughing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
or like at the little bars, if it's like a bunch of comics and then a few people who just wanted to get drunk that night and did not want to fucking listen to you. I love their faces when you start up and they look like, what the hell? Like they didn't notice anything being set up, nothing. But the second you start talking, they're like, God damn it. Like,
you got to make a trip. When all this is over, man, you got to bring Mike down to check out Finnegan's on a Wednesday night in Stockton. That's exactly what you just described.
Yeah. Well,
it's a great room for getting emotionally kicked in the balls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every now and then we get a good crowd of people that come out every so often, and if you're lucky that night they'll be there plus a few other people they brought. But for the most part, it's 4 regulars that don't give a shit, 3 or 4 randoms, and 1 straggler, and maybe one of them's listening haphazardly, and the other ones just don't give a fuck. Your dreams mean nothing there. So it's a good time.
Well, Mike's got.
I would come and I would come and do that. Yeah.
Well, because you got family in Stockton, so that's where Finnegan's is, right?
Yep. Yeah. When you said,
that's where I started there.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah, my mom lives there. Yeah, my mom and dad live there, so that would be cool.
Oh, right on. My mom lives out here too. I mean, so do I, though.
we're very sorry about that.
You know, when we were talking earlier, it made me laugh that you thought the same thing about on Gag on List on Danny D's doing her job as the sex phone operator.
Yeah.
That cracks me up. That I don't know. That job even existing now makes no sense to me. Like I've never heard it since the 80s, I think, when we used to have those commercials.
Yeah.
I mean, there was variations in the 90s leading into the early 2000s, but it was more of it started to break away. Like, I remember when I was younger, I was watching infomercials. They usually had a hotline, and then they started adding a website or a .com to it.
Yeah.
But even that, like, once you got past, like, 04, 05, I really didn't think those things existed. Like, before Tinder existed, I remember they had this hotline. I don't remember what it was fucking called, but it was a late-night hotline. But when you call it, instead of getting in touch with phone sex operators, you would get in touch with people close to your area who were also horny.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was weird, dude. I remember I was like 13 or 14 seeing the commercials for that. Yeah, phone sex operating, that's a weird thing that still exists. I agree, man. It's like, I remember when she told me that, I thought she was fucking with me at first. You know, I was like, oh, you're a phone sex operator? That's adorable. I'm a payphone representative. Like, I work for Pacific Bell. That's what you do.
Yeah. I could still
I found out, no, it legitimately doesn't. Well, okay, fair enough.
I can still pursue my dream of being a Pan Am flight pilot.
Yeah, totally.
But I don't know. But yeah, when you and I were in high school, Mike, it was all 976 numbers.
Yeah. I remember I had done a presentation at our school where it was like, I don't know, where I did like comics, like as part of the talk I gave, and it was about a kid that rang up a bunch of money on a phone, like on a phone sex thing. But I left it without saying it, so I didn't get in trouble. But yeah, thinking of it now is like, when she said she did it, I was just like, what? Totally thought of it as like, okay, yeah. And then you guys went out and watched Risky Business after it. You know? Like who the hell's still doing that? You know, they're like, those people that are calling in still have corded phones, you know, with the longer cords. You know?
A rotary dial.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you can't put your credit card info in by rotary dial.
I guess not. That's crazy.
But yeah, so I mean, hopefully, you know, the clubs start opening up again. I've been trying to write, but I've been fucking lazy because I don't have the deadline of you have to go up tonight.
Right. I've been having that trouble too, but to kind of offset it, what I've been doing is I started a new memo pad on my phone. Okay. And I just titled it New Material.
Okay.
But the thing is that it's not actually a bunch of new, like, well-written fucking new concepts that I'm testing out, obviously, because I can't go up.
Yeah.
But it's anytime I think of something I want to jot down, that seems like I'm going to have places to explore with it.
Okay.
I'll note it down in the new material section. And right now I got, like, I don't know, 5, 6 different paragraphs of, like, premises or ideas or setups or different types of punches or tags. I kind of just got them labeled out. So anytime I get a new idea, I'm throwing them into the same subsection on my memo pad.
Yep.
And I'm hoping when I do finally get the motivation to sit down and put pen to paper, I got a bunch of shit, new concepts and ideas, even some new things that have happened to me that I have kind of mentioned in there that I'm ready to start, like, kind of fully writing out.
Cool.
So that's what I've been doing. You know, I'm not going to force myself.
Yeah.
I'm going to let it come as it comes. But in the meantime, I got my notes. And anytime I think of something that I might be able to lead in there or, like, something that's going to stand on its own, I just throw it in there.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, that's the hardest part is, like, I have all these ideas that aren't touched. Or worse, you just put down something like Owen's left shoe. And I'm like, what the fuck was I saying? And I'm sure at the time I thought, oh, this is hilarious. I'll remember what this was. I can't fucking I've got pages of that shit. It's like, smelly haircut. I remember was one. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Smelly haircut. And I don't know. So if anyone wants to take smelly haircut and run with it, you're welcome to it. I don't know.
I want to be part of one of the writing sessions. Yeah. That sounds super fun, man.
Yeah. Maybe we could do a Zoom one or something.
We gotta get one together soon. Yeah, even a Zoom one. I agree.
Yeah,
I mean, sitting down with note and paper and seeing other comments.
Yeah, actually, I'm down for it because fuck. Yeah, I mean, it's just I'm mad at myself.
Yeah,
I'm like there's so much time, so much wasted time, and yeah, I don't have a goddamn thing to show for it.
I feel like that dude from the episode of Twilight Zone that wanted to read all those books. And he's like, there's finally time, But, like, instead of my glasses breaking in a parallel universe where I don't have any glasses, it's like that's just my own procrastination and laziness.
Totally.
So I really have no excuse, but it's just like there was time now. I feel like at the very end of all of this, I'm going to have nothing to show for it except for, like, 2 minutes of jokes. And it's so sad.
That's
because
more
this whole time I was making... Yeah, but this whole time I've been making excuses about, oh, man, the kids and work, and it's like I don't have that now, but I'm still not doing a whole lot.
No, that reminds me of when I was working a lot. I had this nightmare. I actually had it a few times where I got arrested for murder for someone I didn't hurt, and I ended up in jail. And at first I was panicking, and then I realized, oh, you guys have a library? Oh, no one fucks with you in here. And I remember, like, going...
Prison was preferable.
It was. And then they said, oh, we found the guy that really did it. You can go. And I was like, I don't mind staying. Can I please stay for a little longer? And I've had that a few times.
That.
But...
Dude, I like how
you walked into your set.
Huh?
I like how Rob's life is so miserable. Heaven to him is a prison.
Well, at the time, I was traveling for work all the time. It really did suck, but I don't know. I'd be willing to take a few loads to the face for some nice, quiet reading time in prison.
Oh my God, Jesus!
Yeah, man, up your standards. Take a few loads to the face. What'd you do that for? Well, I really wanted this book.
Exactly.
Dude, it was so much easier getting books at school in my day. Holy shit.
The books aren't the problem. It's the time and silence to be able to read them. Fucking, I've only got one kid, and he runs around just screaming his head off all fucking day. And it's really cute when he sings, because all the things all have to do with farting and pooping and peeing and all this. So It's hilarious. But it's like, all right, kid, enough.
Well, I feel like that's what happens with like a boy versus a girl, because that's exactly how I was described as a kid.
Yeah.
That my brother said, like, dude, you didn't speak till you were 5. You just fucking screamed and ran around in circles, and So I feel like daughters, they're like Little Women immediately,
Mm-hmm.
But then we end up with the trouble when they get older, or even right now when they're 9 and they act like they're freaking 40, and they're running the show already, But with the boys, I think you end up with like a wild beast for a while.
Oh yeah, like my girls, the youngest ones especially, their brother did the same type of shit you described. But my youngest kids, dude, like they're so like just. I don't even know how to explain it. Just so, like, sweet and, like, naive that when the youngest 2 girls are talking shit on each other, like, in their mind, like, in my daughter's mind, she's talking mad shit to her sister.
Yeah.
But in reality, they're saying things like, you're a toilet. And the other one's like, ew. Well, you're a garbage can. Ew. But in their mind, though,
that's awful.
In their mind, like, in her mind, she just called her like a straight trashy skate.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but it's like, in reality, it's like you're not saying anything bad, but then she'll get mad. She'll be like, Dad, she called me a toilet. Like, all right.
Yeah,
I love that. Yeah.
And as long as...
But my son, dude, he would go, like, when he's talking shit, he'll get kind of dirty. He'll be like, They'll be like, "You're a giant turd." Like, oh shit. It's like, he went there. He went there.
Because of the daughter on Olivia's birthday last year when she turned 9, my niece, they came running to me and they were super upset. They're like totally distraught. And they tell me, this other girl called my niece a midget. So I start going like, and they were like, oh my God, it was like the worst thing ever. Like, oh my God, Dad, my daughter looks like I just failed her. My niece was like, oh, I'm like, wait, what? Like, you're not even like half an inch shorter than that girl. Like, you're clearly not a midget. And it was like, you just totally missed this, Dad. And it was like, they like left me to go talk to my mom and like complain to other people. And it's like, oh my God, like they treated it like, you don't understand. Like they called me a bitch or something, like they called me a midget. You don't understand. And then later, Olivia like berated me where she was like, this is something that really upsets her. And it's something that you should know that it's like a hard thing for her to hear. I'm like, all right.
Is that 'cause her mom?
I'm like, however, the use of the word midget instead of just saying like you're short is funnier.
Does it upset her because her mom's almost a midget?
Yeah. Her mom's like 4'11", so she's almost, my daughter's almost as tall as her. And I used to bug my ex and tell her that when we get older and you start to shrink, you're going to need a booster. Like, you're going to legally need a booster. Yeah. Oh, that didn't go over well and probably helped me end up being divorced.
Yeah.
Dude, I have trouble having those conversations with my kids, like the when you're older conversation. I have trouble with those because it's like, I have a really vivid sense of my own mortality.
Yeah.
It's constant with me. Like, I'm always, every day I wake up, even on a good day, right, where I'm in a good mood, there's a voice in the back of my head that goes, hey, by the way, I know you're having a good time. Don't forget you have to die someday, and it's probably forever. So I always thought. So it's like my kids are like, like when you get older conversations, I have to really watch what I'm saying. I can't just go on autopilot. You know what I mean? Because it's like, what about when sister's an old man sister's an old lady and I'm an old man, and it's like, yeah, and then you'll have grandkids and I'll be dead. And it's like I gotta
totally.
The younger two are like the younger ones. If they're around, that's devastating for them to hear.
Oh yeah.
Because they need to be reassured I'm going to live forever. So it's like, I constantly forget that sometimes. So when I'm talking to the older ones, they're like, oh, like when I'm 90, and I'm like, dude, I'll be gone way before you're 90, bro. Like, you're tripping. Have you seen my health habits? I will not be around that long.
Yeah.
Well, I felt bad, like when I first hung out with Nick. You can hear Nick, and he said something to the effect of, "Hey, I'm only 27," and I thought he was older. I said, "You are the shittiest looking 27-year-old I've ever met. How old are you really?" He's like, "I'm really 27," and I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm so sorry, dude."
So, here's how bad I look for my age. Okay, when somebody IDs you, if you're under 50, you shouldn't get excited. I get excited when I'm ID'd. That's not normal for somebody at my age to be excited about. But I get so fucking excited.
Dude.
I do. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, motherfucker. I'm still in my 20s.
Well,
like,
so
you see that ID? That's right.
Yeah,
I shouldn't get that excited at my age for somebody having for ID.
Well, so
no, I shouldn't.
On the flip side of that, last week I went to Costco to go shopping for the in-laws because we don't want them getting exposed because they're in their 70s. And I was...
Let them die.
Oh, stop.
Sorry, go ahead.
I actually got cool in-laws, so I'm happy about that.
Right on.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, I heard that was the...
the senior time, right?
Exactly.
You get in like in 6 or 7?
Yeah, so I went in on a Wednesday.
My mom always talks about Tuesdays and Thursdays at Costco, yeah.
Yeah, well, I went in on a Wednesday, and I got in line because it was fucking early. It was like 7:15 or something like that. And then I noticed, I'm like, oh, shit, it's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm like, God damn it.
Oh, it's all 3?
It's all 3 at Costco.
I thought it was just Tuesdays
I thought it was too, but no, it's all 3 days. So I'm like, well, fuck.
Oh.
So they said, if you're under 60, go to the other line. And I'm like, you know what? I've been here for a fucking half hour already. I'm just going to put my hoodie up and just look straight ahead. And so I passed for 60.
Oh my God. So you're the person on the Titanic that dresses like a woman.
I didn't mean to. I was already in the lifeboat.
Fuck them. I'm getting toilet paper.
I'm tired of this bullshit. It's 1911 or whatever fucking year it is.
Yep.
Okay? You know what? This women and children first thing, I'm going to call bullshit. All right? The ship's going down. I'm on a boat. Daddy needs a seat on a boat.
I'm fat. I can float. I don't know. So yeah, I was partly like relieved because I didn't have to get into the other line. Then I was pissed. I'm like, fuck, I look 60 to some people. But I got toilet paper. God damn it.
That look funny, man.
I was going to do this whole thing on the system being biased against dads, but I'm not going to do that today.
No?
No, I mean, we're at fucking a half hour right now.
Yeah.
But I will go into, okay, so usually, at this point, I usually do a bad dad to bring everyone down, but I won't.
He always ruins it, yeah.
He told me about last week, and by the way, Mike, he told me about last week's bad dad story after we just had a very pleasant conversation.
It ruins it. He loves to do it. Yeah, he loves to do it.
The kind of happiness I would have felt listening to an episode, and then just short dwindling of that afterwards.
Yep. It's like,
yep.
And then you die.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll do a dickhead of the coronavirus, where this happened. The story's from April 1st. Man who allegedly tried to kill an Asian American family because of the coronavirus could face hate crime charges. So this dipshit.
Oh my God.
19-year-old kid, Jose Gomez, stabbed 3 people at Midland, Texas Sam's Club before being taken down by a store employee. And he probably saved that family's lives.
Fuck yeah.
Wow.
They all lived.
Yeah, 3 counts.
Wow.
So they all lived. 3 counts of attempted capital murder and 1 count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. He said he stabbed him because his quote, because he thought the family was Chinese and was infecting people with coronavirus. You stupid motherfucker.
Wait,
Oh my God.
Hold on. I want to say one thing. I'm not defending him, but were they coughing a lot?
No, they were just Chinese.
I'm just checking.
It's
yeah, that's awful. That's so bad, dude. Yeah, I hope he rots in hell.
No, that guy fucking deserves, and he's 19, so I'm glad he's not going to be treated as a minor. They're going to treat it as a hate crime. Apparently, this is not the only one. On March 11th, a lady in New York punched another woman for not wearing a face mask and made anti-Asian statements.
Okay, I was about to say that had nothing to do with race. If she was just crazy and the bitch wasn't wearing a mask. But then you said, oh, and then she made anti-Asian sentiments after. It's like, okay, yeah, never mind.
Well, I saw it.
Yeah, that's clearly racist.
I was at Winco a couple weeks ago, and I was in line getting ready to check out. And so it was like an older couple, and the lady had a cane, and I guess the person behind her didn't have a cart, and they just kind of got a little bit close. And the bitch actually reached out and like slapped her on the fucking shin. Said, "You're 6 feet." I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, dang it.
Wait, isn't she violating her own rule by touching other people?
Not with a cane.
I know.
She did it with a
You
cane.
think so?
All right, let me touch your face hole now.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Let's see. In February, a 16-year-old boy was sent to the hospital after being physically attacked by bullies who accused him of having the coronavirus. That's
how you beat corona. You just have to physically assault it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Is like you're making yourself open to it.
Yeah, that does not make any sense. He's got corona. Touch him.
Yeah, exactly. Make him bleed on you.
Yeah, what's up?
And then, let's see, a couple in Minnesota got a note on their door that said, "We're watching you. Take the Chinese virus back to China." So, got a lot.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, that's fucking crazy.
I know. So,
Yeah.
our lovely melting pot.
Holy shit.
And I guarantee you most of these fuckers are Trump supporters because he's the one that's doing the whole Chinese virus and all that.
And I just don't get it. Or it's just like where people can't even see that it's racist to say, and it makes me think of, that's another thing from the 70s, that commercial they used to play that was the grandpa and his grandson in the boat. Do you remember that one, Robert?
Not really. It sounds like a very special episode.
God. Oh my God, no, they used to show them on like Channel 2. They had these little commercials in it, and this one was this boy telling his grandpa where he was like, my friend says I'm racist.
No.
And he's all upset, and he's like, well, why does he say that? And he's all, well, it's my Jewish friend Jimmy or something. And he's like, well, then you are, for you think of him as your Jewish friend and not as just your friend.
Oh, wow.
And it's like maybe they need to show that stuff again, because when it comes to this, where it's like they're like, well, it started in China, so it's okay to call it a Chinese disease. It's like, no, it's not.
Well, the MAGA hats were made in China. Can we call them Chinese hats?
Dude, hold on. Here's what I have to differ with you a little bit.
Okay.
Nothing would make me smile more than if I saw a dude in a MAGA hat running down the street screaming, the Kung Flu is coming! The Kung Flu is coming! Hurry! But I would laugh my fucking goddamn balls off. Get the fuck out of here. I don't care how racist the guy is. That's fucking hilarious. I know he's good, but goddamn did he give me a good laugh before I went to bed high. Oh my God.
It would kill me if, like, those guys that are out there when they had like the protests where they're saying that the virus is like a hoax.
Yeah.
Like I would love.
That people are saying the virus is being caused by 5G cellular or whatever.
Yeah.
5G.
Yeah.
I'm like, how fucking dumb are you, dude?
Yeah. I don't know.
I just love to run somebody in there that you put some makeup on them to make them look really sick and have them in a hospital gown and just let them run at them and see how many of them freaking scatter. The ones that are out there with their guns and like, we don't have to stay here anymore. Let's open the economy. Oh my God! They see somebody like painted up like a living dead running at them in a hospital gown. They'd scatter.
I still want to do like Monty Python and get a wheelbarrow and a bell and just start chanting, "Bring out your dead."
Yeah. Well, these people that are like, it's a hoax. I'm like, okay, well then, let's infect you. Yeah. Like, if you think it's a hoax, then take this blanket and just add it to all of them. Rub it on your faces, man. Like, let's see, it's a hoax.
We all could have been born last Wednesday, and the whole universe and all of its history, everything could be a hoax. All right? Fine, you win. But at least in this reality, with these rules, some things actually happen. And sometimes viruses happen. Like, I don't understand why that's so hard for people to accept. I'm not saying that it's never a hoax. It's not always a hoax.
Sure.
That's all I'm saying. It's not always a hoax.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. People really do get sick with viruses. I mean, that really happens. There's been tons of fucking biologists and scientists that have warned us for 2 decades now about superbugs. We've known about the possibility, and now one's here, and everyone's like, oh my God, it's man-made, it's 5G. It's like, no, calm down. Like, we just need to fucking look at vaccines for them.
The fucked up thing is I would listen to you before I'd listen to fucking Dr. Oz and Dr. Phil like they're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because I admit before and after that I know nothing.
Exactly.
And these people lie by calling themselves doctors.
Yeah.
There's a difference in trust there. Yeah.
I
would never lie about being a doctor. Trust me, I'm a doctor.
So, okay. So where can they find Dr. Michelson? Are you online? Do you have Twitter, Facebook, any of that?
Yeah, I do, but predominantly I just use Facebook and Instagram.
Okay. What's the handle?
All right. Well, you can find me on Instagram at Michelson, and it's going to be spelled MYKELSEN. Facebook, you can find my comedy page at Michelson Comedy. Again, MYKELSEN Comedy, spelled normal. And you can find me at those 2 places. I'm hopefully going to be filming, editing, and producing some sketch comedy here in the next couple of months, and I'll be putting that on my Instagram and Facebook pretty soon.
Very cool. And if you have anything you want to talk about, email us, thestandupdads@gmail.com. International dads, I want to know what the hell they're doing over there for coronavirus. And even in other states now. I mean, now it's a fucking state-by-state issue, even though that doesn't make any sense. If you
makes no sense.
Yeah, if you need artwork.
You can go to Pencil for Hire. That's Pencil, F-O-R, Hire on Instagram or pencilforhire.com. And yes, it has not been updated in a long time.
Slacker.
Mike, you do artwork?
Yeah, he's the guy that did the logo.
Yeah, if you follow me on Instagram, I'll follow you back, bro, because I'm always looking to talk to new artists and shit. So if I ever want something made,
for sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm going to have to get in touch with you.
Awesome.
Yeah, and speaking of artists, now is a perfect time to go get Eye of Mungambo. That's Doug Gray's graphic novel. It's fucking hilarious. It's well written, and it's out there. So get that. You've got the free time. Fucking order it. You'll get it in a couple of days. You'll have something to read for a while. Also, get my side project, Gag on This Podcast. That's run by Big Nick. We don't currently have a home. We're doing everything online, but we're doing 2 a week right now, and we're actually going to have Mike E. Winfield next week, I hope, and looking forward to that. Give that a listen. And Nick, thank you so much for making some time to talk to us. We will definitely have to have you come in here live so we can really just bullshit and have a good time.
Absolutely,
yeah,
man. I just having me. I had a great time talking with the both of you.
Yeah.
So, let's definitely. I got a bunch of shit I'd love to just shoot the breeze with you fellas and kind of go into and dissect. I got a bunch of topics I kind of want to touch on next time.
I'm good with that. Cool. Well, we will talk to you guys next week.
All right, guys.
The thing I want to say is thank you all for coming. Bye-bye.